Good morning, everybody. Good to see you here. Paul Traney in the house.
Hey.
With the one and only HebaH. You could say your last name.
It's Abdul Qadir.
Yeah. I was having a hard enough time with her first name, yet let alone her last name. But thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. Day three. I can't believe it. It went by so fast. So fast.
We don't want it to end.
No.
But we are glad that you are here. Mute your phones, everybody. Whose was that? Paco? It's always Paco. Paco? I'm kidding. But thank you for joining us, Colby and Peter and Claire.
Yay.
Fantastic.
Love seeing you guys in the chat.
Yeah, it is. So again, just let us know where you're from. We're here in beautiful San Francisco, where hopefully you've had a nice time this week.
I love San Francisco. It's my favorite city.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good times. Day 3. We're also going to mix it up. We're going to have portfolio reviews today, just so you know. And you can see where typically you'd have the challenge tab is essentially where you'd submit your portfolio for review. So you can see it right here. Portfolio review, just make sure, again, we're not looking for like the best portfolio, okay? This is not a competition, it's just reviews. So submit yours through here. Just make sure you spend time filling out all that information, everything we need to know about you. We need to know if you're a student, like how far along you are in your career, because you know, that kind of varies, right? Kind of determines how you know, the comments you'd give someone. So that's what's happening. And
it helps us assess, which is really good. But I'm really excited to see what you guys have you're going to submit for us.
Oh, man.
Again, just submit it. Don't be afraid. You know, we are really nice. So
at least on camera. Off camera, we're like, what is this? I can't believe whose phone went off earlier. Oh, you should see her. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it's me. No, I'm joking.
You just totally threw me under the
No. You're awesome. And I think it's cool because you're like full of surprises today as well.
I'm so excited. We have something for you guys later today.
Yeah.
So get excited.
Yeah. So some special things happening today. Also, we'll just have some random giveaways of some cool things. You might see this a little later. This is our special stencil kit, Adobe XD. I'll reveal this, and that's in about 25 minutes. So
actually, that's for the next session because we have a print. Again, you keep forgetting.
Man, it's not a physical thing I can grab.
I wish I should have brought them.
Maybe we should just switch over to you.
Let's switch over. Just so you guys remember, my name is HebaH. I'm a user experience designer. In my free time, I host a podcast called HebaH Design. It's about culture and its influence on the way that we problem solve. I also mentor students, so feel free to reach out to me. I would love to look at your resume, your portfolio. It's not just during the session, so feel free to reach out to me. We have been working on a card trading app for the last 3 days, and I'm really excited about seeing this come to life. And today we're going to focus on prototyping. So the first day we worked on, we did research, user interviews, we defined our minimal viable product. Day 2, we created an onboarding flow. We went from wireframe to visuals, and then we built our design system. Oops. Wrong one. And today, I don't know what's happening. Today, we're basically going to be working on the prototype. Sorry, this is the wrong presentation.
It's all right. I will say that I'm really impressed. Like, we'll have guests in and everything, and everything takes longer than expected. But you've done a great job of like kind of like staying on schedule and like hitting all like everything you want to cover. It seems that way.
Thank you.
So it's really cool. Thank you for being
I appreciate
really consistent and a great guest.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Cover up the mistakes that just happened. But today we're going to focus on prototyping. And then later on today, we have a special surprise for you guys. And stay tuned for that. And it's going to be right before portfolio review. So make sure to watch the whole episode. We're really excited about having you guys.
We're happy to have you here, Kevin and Vanessa. Omar's in the house as well. Yes, so it does have to be on Behance. Have as many pieces in there as possible. If you have one, it's tough because that's not going to be a long review. We usually review a couple projects, but yeah, otherwise there's no. And honestly, since you're here, it's going to be more UX UI like related essentially in terms of those portfolios that we review. You know,
Sounds good.
Since we have such an expert here.
Such an expert. Yes, I'm excited. So you guys ready to start? Let me know where you're from. I see some people from Canada, which is really nice. Who else is here? Hi, Peter. Again, thank you so much for supporting me. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Kevin. We're gonna get started. So I went in yesterday and cleaned up a few of the screens. I created some visual design for the different screens that we are going to be testing. The one thing that I want to do today is basically create, define what it is we want to test. We have to define what that is so that we can create a prototype that is going to help the user be successful when they're doing the usability test. So what is our goal? What's the goal of this product? The goal of this product is to find a Pokemon and make a decision as to do we want to trade it or do we want to own it? So that's going to be the goal of the user test today. And right now it looks like we have the home page. We then also have once you click on search, you have the friends tab, the search friends, and then we have the search the Pokédex. It looks like we need to have the trade tab and the games tab. But we started working on the Pokemon profile for Pikachu. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go to Pikachu and finish working on him. Basically, so does it?
I really, yeah. Can I just like point this out because you were designing this yesterday? So again, those are available on demand.
Yeah.
But these swooshes and that depth, I just really think that looks really good.
Yeah. So it's really good to think about three-dimensional or adding depth to a 2D screen, especially for kids.
Yeah.
Kids really enjoy that. Color is important as well. You don't want it to be flat. If you
like how the ear is over the name Pikachu.
Yeah, it's very important that you know, we took the card, we dissected it, and then we took that information and reorganized it on this page. So if you notice, we have his name, we have his level, we have his HP. We also have, it's very apparent what kind of Pokemon it is. And then here's a list of actions that we can have, which is basically add him to our card list, add him to our wish list, or trade him. Again,
I like that.
Thank you.
And it's tough. Like, how do you even like sort of signify trade, for instance? And that totally works.
Does it? Well,
I don't know. I love it.
We'll find out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We will find out. Yeah, absolutely. And then we have basically what he does. He does 2 attacks, the Thunder Shock, and then below, let me move this so you guys can see. I overlapped it so, you know, the idea of swiping is also there. You can swipe through the cards just to see what his attacks are, what his weaknesses are, his resistance, his retreat cost, and then his evolution. I'm going to ungroup this just so you guys can see what he looks like, the evolution. Excuse me. So basically, he starts off as Pichu. The number here signifies the number of when it was when he was created in the series. You know,
okay.
so Pikachu is actually number 25, which is very interesting.
Nice.
I would think he would be number 1, right? And then Raichu is number 26. We have more about him, like the category. He's a mouse, his height, his weight. And then there's multiple versions of him and tells you a little bit more about him as a character, which I really like. Having that backstory. One of the things that I wanted to add on here, but then I was thinking again of my target audience, is who illustrated Pikachu.
Yeah.
You know, and we were looking at the cards yesterday, and it seems like every card has a different illustrator. But if you guys know who was the first illustrator to create the character of Pikachu, if you guys can look that up and write it in the chat, that would be really, really nice. But then I was thinking somebody maybe between the ages of 6 and 12, they might not really care about that, or maybe it can be not part of MVP for right now, because it sounds like it needs to be more of a database than anything else. Mm-hmm. Cool. So we created Pikachu. Let's group him. And then I was thinking, did you have something?
Oh no, Claire says, Bulbasaur might be #1. I think that was like maybe the question in everybody's head.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do research to double check. Pikachu's #1 in a lot of people's hearts, shall we say.
So Peter's saying Pikachu's design was conceived by Atsuku Nishidi and finalized by Ken Sugimori. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that's really good to know because I feel like, you know, this is a hidden art. People are so focused on the characters and the characters themselves and the storyline, and they think about like the people writing the story, but nobody really talks about the illustrators, right? It's super important. And then I'm thinking it's a comic. It started off as a comic, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh.
You know? Yeah. So another piece that I started building is what would it look like if you had your profile. So we created a profile for Jessie because, you know, Team Rocket, she's a rebel. We love her. And then a profile for Ash. We incorporated our design elements on here, which is the gradient. We looked for something that's complementary. We have how many friends she has, how many cards she has, how many cards she wants to trade. And one of the challenges that I was going through is how do I showcase that those are clickable, you know? Are they clickable? Are they not clickable? Will the user know that they are clickable? Those are questions that, you know, you're thinking about as you're building this.
Do you mind if we just can we take a look at that bar underneath?
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
there. I mean, first of all, like the color scheme and how it all ties together is so nice. And how did you make that? I'm kind of curious.
Oh yeah, I just basically built a bar and then just added a background blur. Look at that.
And it just goes so well.
It goes
like
real well.
You would think maybe it's just a shape where you picked a color, but you could easily tell that there's a little bit of a gradient, and it's just that background blur.
What I like about it is there's a difference between the background blur and then the transparency or the opacity. You can tell that gradient of opacity is really powerful, and it adds another dimension to the whole design, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and what I did was, I'm Jessie. so this is a profile that I'm looking at as myself. So if I'm looking at my own profile, Jessie would be my character. And as you guys can see, we have the profile, the setting toggle there. And the difference between me looking at Ash's profile and me looking at Jessie's profile is the fact that I can actually click on the cog and, you know, change my name if I want to, change my character if I want to, whatever it is, my username, my password, all the information would be there. And then if I'm looking at somebody else's, obviously I don't have it there because you can't do that there. What I liked on here is, for me, I can basically look at my card list. I can add to my card list, I can add to my wish list, and then I can signify which cards I want to trade. If I'm looking at somebody else's, I want to add them as a friend, I want to battle them, or I want to trade with them. So finding visual elements that represent the terms that we're looking for is very interesting. So if you guys have any alternatives, do they work, do they not work, let me know in the chat, obviously. Another thing, when you're looking at my profile, let's hide this guy. When you're looking at my profile, here are the people that I battled with, and they're recorded. So if I want to watch back the battles that I've done, I can click on watch. And then these are the latest cards that I've traded. And then this is the beginning of my collection, which is, you know, I think is interesting to see kind of like a high level view of each one. If I'm looking at somebody else's profile, same thing. I'd be able to watch the battles that they had and their latest cards for trade and then their collection as well. Again, this is just an example, so you guys see some repetitive imagery, but it is important to kind of showcase to the developers what the ideas are so that they understand that eventually they're going to be pulling that data from a database.
And looks like Tam is asking, how do you choose colors that work well together? Which you kind of talked about yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. So literally what I do is I grab the color wheel, and then you look at what colors are complementary, and usually the opposite colors are the most complementary. And what I did yesterday was I grabbed Ash as a character, for example. I had already established my color palette here, the different gradients that I have. But for example, just to kind of showcase to you what I did yesterday, I got a rectangle and I clicked on it. What I did, I clicked on fill, drop down, I added a linear gradient, and then let's go zoom in on him. Click on fill, and oops, wrong person. We clicked on it, we grab the eye drop, and then choose some of his colors. So he has this blue, maybe change it a little bit, add some white to it, and just grab this. Let's grab maybe, it seems like his hair has a little bit of blue in it. So look at that. So there you go. Something like this would look nice. And then just add an angle to it just to give it some movement. Then once you add him on top, he should be on top. There you go. It kind of looks pretty cool, right? Yeah. So that was the process of creating the background. And then what I did here is literally just created circles, and those circles got cropped out by the artboard, which is really nice. The fact that, the artboard is smart enough to crop out anything that's outside of it.
Yeah, and sometimes things will seem to like disappear because it's technically on the artboard, but the majority of it's off. But if a little corner's on the artboard, you won't see it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just like you're doing, you do have some things outside of the artboard that you can still see.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is nice.
So you can see the overlap of the circles, and adding a little bit of shadow, like a drop shadow for each of these circles is good, because it creates that depth. If you're interested as to how I pick my shadow color, I basically just find the darkest blue on, like if you come here and you go to the shadows, what I do is I find the darkest blue and then take it all the way down, and then just the opacity, bring it all the way down to like 15 or something, maybe a little bit more, and then that's how I create my shadows.
Sweet.
Cool. Yeah. Any other questions?
What's the plan? So it looks like you have a lot of this squared away.
I do, because I want us to start prototyping. I know prototyping is not going to take so long, but I want to create one more page before we start prototyping. Okay. And that page is the trade page. So let's click on trade, and the wireframe that I already have for trade looks like this. And when I was looking at the difference between the Pokédex and trade, I was trying to showcase for Pokédex that you're looking at the different Pokemons, right? Because that's the most important thing. But for the trade page, I wanted to be a little bit more fun. I didn't want it just to be, the different Pokemons. I wanted it to be more about the people and who's trading what. So if you notice on the homepage, we already have Olivia is saying, these are my favorite cards from the Sun and Moon, Forbidden Light card deck, and something like this would be like, she's looking to trade. So I want to see if anybody from my friends are looking to trade any cards. So since we've established Olivia's pattern, what just happened here? Oh, sorry. This moved to the wrong artboard. Since we've established Olivia's, the pattern here for home, we're just going to take that and repeat it on the same artboard. And just grab it. 1, 2. Then we want to identify the fact that we are in the trade page. So let's just grab our blue active state, and there we go. So Olivia is telling us that she, we got to change this. I'm looking to trade those 2 cards for some other cool ones.
Yeah, that's exactly
Do you?
That's exactly what you'd say as a kid.
Do you have?
I'm looking to trade some of my lame cards for really cool cards.
Yeah, exactly. So you type something funny like that. Olivia has some cards too. She wants to trade, and then it looks like Ethan. He's looking to trade.
Oh yeah.
Too as well. So let's grab
Bring
Ethan.
it.
So Ethan would be in here too. Let's grab him.
McLovs. Currently rulers aren't in XD, but there are guides and grid, so square grid, and then also layout guides.
Cool. And then let's add one more because we want it to be below the fold so that we can have some scrolling capabilities. Let's add, I wonder, do you guys want Ash to trade Pikachu? Should we do it? Should we do it? Oh my God, let's see. Let's see. The betrayal. The betrayal of it all. All right, let's grab our, let's see, it's duplicate, I think. Let's do find Pikachu. I don't know if I created Ash. Let's see. I guess I didn't. So let's grab Ash. So we're gonna put Ash in our circle. And yesterday, the fastest way for me to do that was literally, since I really like the fact that if you have some elements grouped together, let's just say 3 in depth, then you can double click, it relieves the first one, double click again, relieves the second layer. It's like peeling an onion. Okay. And then you're like three times deep, and any changes that you make in there, they sustain the styles that you've created for it, which is kind of cool. So let's go to Ethan. Here's one layer, one step, second level deep, and this is 3rd level deep. We're gonna delete him. We're gonna paste Ash. As you guys can see, he's still 3rd level deep. We're gonna zoom in, and then we're going to put him in our circle nicely. Oh no. Ugh. Technical difficulties, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
You see how I'm able to still have him be 3rd level deep, and then if I click enter, there you go. He's in my circle. So that was pretty cool.
And then anytime you see that blue border, because sometimes you'll be in a group and not know it. Yeah. But when you get that blue border around it, means you are obviously in that.
And then this is Ash. So we're gonna change his name. It has to be at least later than 3 hours, so we'll just put 4 hours because he's on the bottom. And then I love Pikachu so much, but I think we need to go our separate ways for now. Aw, that's so sad. All right, let's grab Pikachu. Okay. Cool.
Looking good. Can designers use copyright material in a portfolio? The general rule is not to use copyright material. I encourage you to use you can use watermarked sort of unlicensed images because it's gonna say Adobe stock on it. Yeah, and we can talk about free resources, but I think the big thing is just to let everybody know what you made and what you didn't make.
That is, yes. And if you were working in a group project, it's very important to mention what your role was. Yeah. Very important.
And somebody mentioned, can I submit a portfolio with like one project? You can, but I think for any project, just describe what the situation is. Yes. You know, so approach it from fresh eyes. What do we need to know about this project to understand where you're coming from? Yeah. And hello to Howard. Howard, when are you coming to San Francisco? Just kind of curious. Howard's the man. Yeah? Yeah, he's Ice Flow Studios on YouTube. I don't know if you're publishing Photoshop videos or not, but super smart guy and gotta meet up.
Yes, it would be nice, for sure. You know what we're doing today? I'm thinking about going to the Ghirardelli factory.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun, right? Speaking of San Francisco and all the things to do here. All right, so we've created Ash. So Ash now wants to trade Pikachu now. All right. So one thing that I haven't added on here maybe is a capability for you to say, let's trade. So let's grab that button.
Okay.
You know, let's grab that pattern that we've created. I'm just gonna Option, move. Click that button right there. There you go. If you like that, then you can trade him, right?
Oh,
there you go. Click on trade.
Oh, man.
Add those buttons. Look at that. Easy access. You don't have to go anywhere in order for you to do that. There you go.
Oh, that's interesting. I think that's a good thing to talk about. Like, so Colby mentions the blue border reminds him of an Instagram story.
Oh.
Which is just something good to think about. Like, what are people used to using and all that? Just something good to keep in mind.
That was purposeful. So that was already designed in because you're going to be watching their matches. So remember we were talking about how long the match can stay live because you don't want people to always know what your strategy is. So it works well, the whole concept of 24 hours for it to last for 24 hours. So if you have a blue border, then you already have a game that's been pre-recorded. I haven't created like a pattern for if you are live now. What does that look like? We can work on that. But if you literally don't, you don't have any games, then that's where that gray border is there. Can you imagine if you didn't have that gray border, you'd just be a floating head?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's important to establish those patterns. So you have different states for the profile image. You have a state where basically you don't have any battles, a state if you have pre-recorded battles, and a state if you are live current right now. So those are different states that you have to think about as you're building the UX. So think about those and think about the different possibilities. What's really nice about conducting a usability test, it kind of brings those to the surface, those different states that you might need, So I think that that's very helpful to get that established in the beginning before you send that out. Okay, there's a gray bar here that's driving me nuts.
Yeah, and I think probably one thing we'll hopefully notice is as we get into like user testing and prototyping, like Nicholas is bringing up some other other cases, but we're going to run into things that we didn't think of. Like we're expecting to run into issues because that's why we're like testing it and everything.
That's absolutely, that's the whole point of the whole thing. So I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to get rid of the gray line.
Burn also like maybe the blue borders to display if somebody's online or not, like you mentioned.
Oh yeah.
Like that's
that would
stuff.
be nice too. I am not dismissing you guys. I can't find that gray border. Is it me? Do you see it? It's right there.
Yeah, where?
I can't see it. It's driving me crazy. There you go. That line drove me nuts. Okay.
So yeah, if you, Omar, I know you haven't won anything. You're chatting. We want you to stay active in chat. We just, we want to talk to you. But we also want you to win, and that'll happen in about less than a minute.
Already? Yay! Who's excited about the poster? I am. It's pretty cool. The when you look at screen printed posters, they have this life to them. When they're screen printed versus when they are printed via computer. I don't know. You guys have to actually look at the texture and the feel. They're really cool.
And usually on like just nice paper,
not
like flimsy. It's something that you could, definitely frame and hang. So
sure.
Yeah. Sam's excited about the chat and win. Maybe you'll win, Sam. I'm crossing my fingers for you.
We'll see.
Samantha upstairs.
Samantha. Cute. All right, I'm getting all detail crazy.
Rachel Mondragon from Denver. And you can see the background symbols.
Yay!
That means it is time for chat and win.
I'm excited.
Hey. And we're back.
Chat
and win. So,
chat.
what do you have to do? Just get those fingers all loose and be like, hey, what's up? Your scarf is looking fantastic today.
Get them all
You're always
ready.
so stylish.
Thank you so
Just
much.
say
My
anything
leopard.
in chat. Compliments are always nice.
My leopard print. How did I do today?
You did very well.
Thank you.
I think you did great. So yeah, so that's all you have to do is just say something in chat. We just need to know that somebody's active at the other end of that keyboard. So if we do call your name, or basically as soon as Adobe Live picks the name, totally random, based on how much money they get from people. Otherwise, it's totally random. I'm kidding.
No.
You could just see Gus is sitting back there in like a throne with just like stuff around him. All of his stuff that people have sent him to win, chat and win. I'm kidding.
I have control over all of this. Yay.
He's the man with the real power. But yeah, just be active in chat. Be like, hey, what's up? And that's all you have
Let's
to
see
do.
what they're saying. I hope it's a Pokemon poster. Oh, I wish. No, it's not.
Ooh, do you mind showing me?
Yeah, I will show you guys what they are. Let me grab this presentation. There you go. It's going to be one of these posters.
Oh, yeah. From
DKNG. They're an
DKNG.
awesome studio that creates illustrations. They create movie posters. They do some work for Adobe as well.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Like in the past, if you got any sort of poster from Adobe, it would be from them. I'm not saying exclusively, but super cool.
Those are beautiful. They are, and they're 17 by 11 or 11 by 17. They're huge. They're huge.
And really, you could put it. It's space, so you could position this sideways, upside down, which way, right side up. I don't know.
Yeah.
So many possibilities.
What I like about them is that, you know, they are a set of 3, and I had them in the background in my set for my YouTube channel. So that was really cool too. Having gold and all of that, it was very inspirational. My kid was into space, and that was one of the biggest reasons why I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way cool. And looks like we have drawn a winner.
It's Leah Goldblum. Congratulations, Leah. I'm so excited for
Leah
you.
Goldblum, who just said they're amazing.
Yay.
Well, we think you're amazing, Leah.
We think you're awesome. Congrats, Leah. So excited for you.
Congratulations.
Yay.
We'll just contact you through Behance again. That's how we'll know where to send it to. And Gus hand delivers it.
We love you guys.
you knew
Thanks
that.
for joining us.
So Gus is like, please be in Paris.
Please be in
Please be in
Paris.
Paris so I can hand deliver this to you in Paris.
I will hand deliver it if it's in Paris.
Right?
Oh my God.
I'm like, wow.
I've only been to Paris for 7 hours.
Oh,
And got out of the airport. My kid was 2 years old, and we rented a taxi, and we literally went to like all the awesome places. Got down, took pictures. That made it look like we've been there all day.
oh, that's funny.
Left.
It was merely just staged.
Yeah,
Like, just boom,
it was so staged. It's like, yeah, we've been here for a month.
Oh,
One day.
Sorry, looks like, Gus, you are going to Madison, Wisconsin. Do it. Summertime there is probably beautiful. Good times.
Cool. All right, let's get into prototyping.
Yeah. Wow, this is fun.
Right?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm excited. And then we have my phone right here. You guys already can see it's plugged in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there you go.
And it's already displaying the...
It is.
The
It's
prototype.
plugged in, and it's displaying the prototype. Look at that. Superpower of TV.
That is all Paco. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we're going to define our goal. Our goal is to find Pikachu. That's going to be the goal of basically the usability test.
Okay.
So we got to create a prototype that will help us find Pikachu, but at the same time, we want it to be a little bit more interactive, just in case our user tester, doesn't know. So he's like exploring. So we want the user test to allow for the user to explore, because we're going to be using hotspots, and we don't want them to always know exactly where to click on.
Yeah.
You look good, Paul.
Oh, I'm repping Adobe Max, which is coming up in a couple of months. Again, this is our last day today, but you're actually going to be at Adobe Max.
I am. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
See you guys there.
In LA in October. Check that out. I think we have like early bird discounts right now.
Yes.
So check that out. And stay with us all day today, by the way, because we do have Katie up next from 11 to 1. And Sarah Raj as well from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. And this is our schedule right here. Again, we're live every week. Today is a special UX UI week, day 3. Live Tuesday through Thursday. Katie will work on her project, and again, it varies per guest. And then Sarah Raj with Lindsay Monroe from 1 to 3. And again, you have a chance to, there's going to be chat and win for each segment. And then also we have portfolio reviews for each segment. We do that on Thursdays currently. So
Portfolio is going to be my favorite.
yeah,
My favorite, just to see how amazing you guys are. Because I know when you're working on something for about an hour and a half, you're rushing through it. But can you imagine like putting a piece in your portfolio? That means you put your heart and soul into it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited to see you guys, your work. Make sure to submit it because, you know, no matter what, I understand we want to see your work. I know they get chosen and we get to spend...
Yeah, we get to spend some time.
Right? Yeah.
We don't end up picking a lot, but that's just so we can spend more time on the ones that we pick.
So make sure you do so that we can, you have a chance at least. If you don't submit it, you don't have a chance for us to look at it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right. Let's start prototyping. To get into prototyping, in the prototyping mode, we just click on prototype. That's it, right?
Yeah. And and this happens. So notice how the properties panel disappeared?
Yes.
And that'll throw you off sometimes. You're like,
Yeah.
where's my properties panel? What and I'm like, are you up to date on your subscription? No, I'm just kidding. I just we did it. We start taking away panels.
Can you imagine?
No, we're not jerks.
That would be bad, yeah.
XD is free. We have a starter version of XD that allow you to publish one prototype.
Yeah.
Actually, so it's straight up free. Publish one prototype. That's all you need to do. And now you're in prototype mode.
Yeah.
Start to...
So one thing that we, first, before going to prototype mode, we gotta go back to design, make sure that our fixed elements are already, they're checked in here.
Ooh.
So we gotta make sure that those are fixed. So for example, our menu bar, that needs to be fixed. So that's one of the new, those are one of the new releases, the fixed elements, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Does everybody see that? So right over there, it's that little checkbox.
What's that cool short? Oh, I have to have the accessibility thing. Let's zoom in. Oh, you can't. You want to show it on your screen?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Just give me 1 second. Let's open up
Making him work.
Project. Oh yeah, this is a good one. So it's real fast. Again, a different experience, and
how awesome.
all you have to do, have this item selected right here and right up here, fixed position. Because for this top menu, album, song, all that good stuff, I want to be in a fixed position. So when I click preview, I kind of like this one, this example, because as you scroll, you can see it has that background blur. So it's kind of blurring out.
I like it a lot, actually, yeah, for sure.
And hats off to someone who did a project yesterday that we reviewed. That was the confetti.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. That was a clever way of using it. That was so smart.
Yeah. So again, the background was still, the interface was still, but when you scrolled, all this confetti looked like it was falling, basically.
Falling, yeah. So it's nice to see that people use the new features in such creative ways.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're working with designers. They're thinking outside of the box. I love it too.
Yeah, and that's only one of the features. So make sure you're updated Adobe XD through the Creative Cloud desktop app, and we'll talk about some of the others because you're probably going to use some of the others too.
Yes, for sure. All right. Looks like I'm back to designing a few things, but anyways, so we're gonna go into prototype. We made sure all of our fixed elements are fixed. They are fixed. So what we need to do is start connecting our screens. So the first thing that I need to connect on here is our search. So you just double tap, and then there's this really cool arrow. You guys can see it. It's right here. All you have to do is just touch that screen. And then on here, it tells you you can do overlay, you can do transition, it's the name of the page, dissolve, ease out, so on and so forth. So for me, I want this to dissolve. You can actually change the timing.
Yeah, and like crank that up. Like I'm just wondering, I mean, you don't have to, but it's easier to see on the live stream the slower it is.
So let's do like a 0.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that. And then you click on play, you get to see it, and you get to see the wrong one.
I do. Yeah. I do that all the time.
On the screen, choose it, click, there you go. Any changes you make in the design is going to showcase live on. You don't have to continue to keep refreshing, which is kind of cool. So there's a few things we need to test here, that it's a prototype. We need to make sure that our elements are sticky. And then we need to make sure that the hotspot that we've created is working. There you go.
There we go.
That was really nice. Very
that was
smooth.
super smooth.
Super smooth.
Yeah, like butter.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm going to make it a little bit faster. So we go back to 2. Let's see how that looks. We made that change in the program. Let's see if it got reflected here live. Oh, we got to go back. It would be nice to go back to the main screen, HebaH. Go back to the main screen. There you go. What's that? There you go. It did. It reflected really quick.
And if you select that artboard, did it change here?
What do you mean?
Oh, maybe not. Okay, never mind.
You're good.
But yeah, so the preview is like a live preview as you make changes, even if you started.
So let's just like make a few changes. I know I can grab a few of these, like just move them around. Look at that.
Isn't that cool? That
is cool. The fact that you can like shift things around, like design-wise as well, is really awesome. You know, and you can. Did you guys notice how I grouped everything together and now they became one element? So if you click on it completely, the whole thing, then it becomes a hotspot itself. But then if you double click on it, you can choose that single element, which, you know, for example, if I want to add friend, you can double click and it'll say, you know, friend added or whatever. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to hotspot Pokédex because that's one that we've created, but we want to change the way the transition happens. We want it to slide left. Let's see if that worked. Pokédex. There you go. Oh, the whole thing slid. I wonder. Paul.
What's that? Sorry.
So, no, you're good. When I clicked on Pokédex, the whole thing slid. Is there a way to kind of have that not move? I would have to just change.
Yeah.
I would have to get rid of this, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still a transition from a whole screen to another whole screen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like a kind of a micro interaction that you're looking for.
Would an overlay work on this?
An overlay might. An overlay is going to be on or off.
Yeah.
So when you click on it, it'll be a pop-up. And then when you click anywhere off that screen, it'll go back to that screen.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we can hack it.
But I think you did. I think you did run into something that like people are asking for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
In fact, I'm going to see where that's at.
So I'm going to click trade. Since trade is also, we're going to want it to slide left. Great. We want to also make sure that we get trade on this page, taking us to the correct area. And then also, if you click on friends on this side, takes you back. Those are all, we have to connect all of them. And friends on this side as well, takes you back to friends. Have I connected them all? Almost. There you go. So now what happens is if you click on friends, it takes you to friends, Pokédex, trade, and so on. So what I need to do is if you're on trade and you want to go to Pokédex, I just have to flip the slide. Instead of sliding left, it should slide right.
Yeah.
So it can show you like it seems very natural. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're gonna do this or not, but like you can select a button and it will just you say go back to you could go to previous artboard.
Oh, cool.
So that it doesn't matter how you got there, it'll reverse that transition.
Okay, cool.
Which is nice in case you change it later.
Yeah, that would be nice. Slide right. Let's test it right now. So we have friends. see, it slid right. You go to Pokédex, it slid left. Trade, let's go back to Pokédex. There you go. It feels a little bit more natural. We didn't create a games page, but once we do, we can also connect that as well. So now let's test it. We need to go back to home. So that's another one that we have to set up. Let's click on home. It's so simple, you guys. I mean, it's as simple as that. All right. We have dissolve. We're gonna go back to dissolve. Same thing. Double click.
I'm gonna have. Katie is actually interested in checking this out. Our guest at 11 a.m. is going to sit right here and watch you for a little bit.
Hi, Katie.
Is that okay?
Good. How are you? Thanks for joining us. I'm excited. Yay. How are you? Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us, Katie. Are you excited?
I'm excited to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. We're prototyping right now. We're trying to connect all the hotspots because what we want to do eventually is test it. How excited are you?
Really cool.
Thank you. So if you want to, let's see, how do we connect this on here? Not yet. Give me one second.
Hey guys.
It's working, right? It looks really good.
That looks great.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Let's go back to that screen. Okay, so at least it is reflecting, which is really good. We're gonna click on home. We gotta click on search. That's working. Pokédex, it slides. Trade, it slides. And everything looks like it's working for right now. I want to make sure that on each one of those pages that home is working as well. So let's go to Pokédex, home, perfect. We have to test and make sure that everything is working because when the user comes, you don't know where they'll be on the page in order for them to, click on home and they want to go back to home. So we want to make sure that we have that available for them. Next thing is, since we are searching for Pikachu, because we want to catch him, and I'm Jessie from Team Rocket, and, I'm always trying to steal that Pokemon from Ash, and he's always getting away. So what we want to do, it looks like I think it's a rumor, but I heard Ash is actually gonna trade Pikachu. I think it's a rumor. Let's check in the trade section. I wonder. Yeah, it looks like he is. So maybe we can grab him, right? All right. Oh, did you guys notice? So one thing that I noticed while I was working on this is you have to make sure that all of your layers, for the ones that are sticky, make sure that they are the top layer. So we have to go back to this page and make sure that it is all the way up top, which is Shift Command top, and then let's see right now. There you go.
That's awesome. And it's cool to prototype and see how it works as you're doing it because it helps you see, okay, I have to go back and fix that element.
Yeah, which is really good. And you want to make sure that you can grab everything, make sure that you're testing it yourself first, every possible, like interaction, because, somebody's going to go through it. And then something like that, having your, as you scroll, having your components be on top of the search bar or like those tabs would confuse the user, and then it's going to be like, what's happening? They're no longer focused on the goal. So that's something that we need to think about. All right.
Well, thank you so much for showing me a glimpse of your prototype.
I'm so glad you're here.
It's so exciting. I'm going to be sitting behind the camera, but definitely leave awesome comments for HebaH and Paul. They're both amazing. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. I'm glad we get to see you in about 70 minutes, but it's cool. Like our guests don't get to see each other's projects too much. And since you were right there, it's like I wanted to show, because you're probably going to do some prototyping today as well.
I will be.
Okay, very cool.
So you guys better stay tuned. I mean, she's awesome. Sarah's also going to be coming after her. She's also working on an awesome app. It's a nutrition app for women, I think, who are pregnant, which is kind of cool. So make sure to tune in for that. All right. So it looks like Jesse is looking for Pikachu, and it sounds like Ash is about to give him up.
What?
So.
Oh, I leave for a moment and all this drama's happening.
Drama.
I had no idea.
Nice hair,
This
Paul.
is getting intense. It's a wig.
Yeah. It's a wig.
I had to go put on my work hair.
Oh, your work
Now
hair.
I'm
That's
back.
funny. All right, cool. So give me 1 second. Right now we hot-spotted all of our tabs, well, most of them. At the home button, we made sure. One thing I was going to ask you, is there a way for us to have a hotspot that we can connect once and then tell it where else to be replicated instead of going through all the screens? Is that something you guys are looking about?
Yeah.
Looking to introducing?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the big thing. It's like you want persistent elements.
Yeah.
Like it could be a
So
symbol. But
for example, if I'm gonna go to profile here, I want it to go all the way to Jesse's profile. Let's go. I'll just tell it. Oh God, I did not name my artboards. That's not fun.
And this, I think for our benefit, you have all the wireframes and some of that, some other stuff in there that it's a little more messy than probably usual.
Yes.
Just 'cause
the reason I did that is on purpose. But I built everything on this page because I want to show you guys eventually what it all looks like.
Yes.
You know, so you can see like the different evolution of it all. So we have Jesse. Let's see, dissolve, ease out, perfect. And then Jesse, we want to go to Ash's profile as well. So let's see, I added, I'm gonna add Ash here. So let's click on and type Ash and then.
So thank you so much for joining us. Ray's just joined.
Yay.
And hopefully, I mean, again, watch the recordings or the on-demand sessions. You can go to the replay button. Because like right here, you're in a repeat grid, and there's like lots of things going on that are really powerful.
For sure. Yeah, make sure to watch the previous episodes. Not right now though.
Yeah.
Wait until this is done. Yeah. And then what we want you to do is like if you click on Ash, not the whole thing, just his name. We want you to go all the way to Ash, and then you can see, there you go. We have Ash's profile. Then let's just say the user went to the Pokédex. We want to connect Pikachu to his profile, right? There you go, Pikachu, his profile, dissolve, perfect. Oh, and then we gotta connect all of these lovely profile images to my account. We have that one ready. Jesse, perfect. And then I like that whatever setting that I have, it remembers it for the next one.
Yeah, and that's
really
a good way to just think about it, because you want to set up all like pointing to all the detail pages like all at once. The transitions you're gonna do all at the same time.
Which I love that. Yeah, and let's just say you're on Jesse's profile. You want to go back home. We gotta set that up. You want to go to search, same thing. You're in your own profile. Let's go to Pikachu. We just want to connect everything to the best of our ability, just in case the user clicks on any element while they're in the usability test, they're able to do it. All right, and then profile. This is my profile.
And
go ahead.
And just like another thought is like, maybe for menus or whatever, but once you set up those interactions for one menu, you can then copy and paste that menu, and those interactions will also go with it.
Oh, yeah, I should have done that.
Yeah, but you do exactly what I do. You do what everybody does. Like, you're doing it the most natural way.
You gotta tell me about it. Tell me more.
I think also this repetition is.
It's good. It's showcasing its capabilities. Now, see, look at that. That was.
What's that?
You should have told me, man.
Oh, I should have told you. I'm
efficiency.
Sorry.
We've been talking about the importance of it.
Well, and actually, the next thought is what if that symbol has an interaction with it, so you could just drag it out from the assets panel. Like that's another. You can't do that, but that's another thing that like people kind of ask for. It's like they want the back button to always go to previous screen.
Okay, now we're gonna get fancy. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so right here, what do I have? I have his Pikachu's like superpowers or whatever, right? So what I want to be able to do is I want to grab, while I'm on the screen, I want to swipe and then have the next one show up.
Yeah, that's going to be a micro interaction. We want swipes. We don't have them now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a transition.
If you click on it, you know what I mean? It's a transition, but we want to be able to showcase with an overlay, we'll be able to showcase what's below.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just one. Perfect.
Yeah, so we're getting fancy.
We are getting fancy.
We're getting fancy. So all we want to do is you click on it, and then this one, the transition for the next one, is going to swipe left.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to remove the fill from this artboard.
Oh, I'm excited.
And then we're going to prototype this to that, which is already. And we're just going to make sure that it slides left. Are you guys ready to test this? I'm excited. Are you excited? Come on, get excited, Paul.
Yeah. No. I want to.
All right,
I'm just double checking this.
Let's click. Oh, what's happening?
Okay, so we're close. You ready?
Close, yeah.
So let's just go back to that interaction.
Yeah. Tell me.
Click there, and then switch to overlay.
Oh,
right up there at the top.
There you go.
Yeah. And see how the background disappeared?
Yeah.
It'll just give you that gray, and that means it's an overlay. And actually should give you a dashed line.
I love it, yeah. Okay, so you have all the visual cues.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have that all ready for you to
So it should.
Okay.
In fact, I wonder.
You ready?
Yeah.
We're going to test it again. Drum roll, please,
I know,
in the chat.
I'm getting all
Drum
stressed. I'm like, is it gonna?
It's okay, you know.
It's a new feature,
that's
so
that's the whole point of this, right? You ready? Come on. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
I love it.
Look at that.
So, and then click off of the, and then it reverses it.
It reverses it. Cool.
Whew, that was a little stressful.
Let's clean this up a little bit. We're going to clean it up because we want our user to see a clean design, not get all confused and be like, what is this popping out of here? And move this back into the screen. And
yes. Peter, did you start parting your hair on the other side? We'll have to talk later, buddy. The whole thing. Hello, my friends. Ooh.
Ooh, I think our surprise is here.
Oh, we better get this all squared away. We got
almost done.
We have a deadline.
We do have a deadline.
So again, for you, you can see the portfolio submission deadline just beneath us right here. You have 30 minutes to get in your portfolio. Just select the Portfolio Challenge tab and submit your Behance portfolio. So it's behance.net/ typically your name. That's what we mean when we say portfolio. And we'll review the portfolios that we can that are selected in 30 minutes.
All right.
And this will be good.
We're almost there. Bear with me.
So,
oh, that's another thing. Okay. Can we make this sticky? Or no? We'll figure it out.
Ooh.
It's okay.
That's a good. I mean, you're not really able to scroll on the screen though.
Yeah.
That's a good. But I'm glad you're putting two of the newest features together into one,
which is kind of cool.
I mean,
nice. It's super powerful. All right. So let's go through this one time. We're gonna go through this. Let's see if we can find Pikachu. So we're gonna go here. If we click on, let's see, Pokédex. Looks like he's right there. There we go. That's the logical flow. But that doesn't mean that our user is going to know how to do that. So that's what we're trying to test. We want to see where do they look for when they're looking for, why is it only this screen?
We'll
figure that out,
yeah,
right?
we got to click another button.
All right, perfect. So that's going to be, the flow is how do we find, that's going to be the question is how do we find
for
Pikachu?
our special guest.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, so we do have a special guest today. We needed just some fresh eyes hitting the demographic.
You guys ready?
Yes. And come on over here. We have
Our
Aiden.
user is
What's up,
here.
Aiden? Let's get you in, buddy.
Hi, Aiden.
How you doing, man?
How are you?
Good.
Thanks for joining me,
Squeeze you in
Aiden.
here. I can get out of the way. Yeah. There we go.
We brought in our super duper awesome person. So Aiden, I have a really big problem and I need your help. And everybody in here thinks they're super smart, but honestly, the only smart one here is you. So do you think you can help me? Yeah? Okay,
All right.
So we are working on a super secret project. Do you like Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay, we're working on this awesome project, and it's basically trading cards. Have you played trading cards before for Pokemon?
I have Pokemon cards, but I haven't played it.
Really?
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, I
But
love
I think
them.
I lost them.
Oh man, and that happens.
That does happen.
Good thing we're developing an app.
So, so we're creating something. It's super secret. So I need you to sign a super top secret
Ooh,
paper.
a waiver.
Because
I know that's a big word.
I need you to not tell anybody about. Does that sound good? Okay, choose your favorite color from here and then sign it for me.
Step 1 in user testing, have them sign an NDA.
Yes.
Just red.
I thought it was red too, but it looks more pinkish. Which is your favorite color? Green? Green is my son. You know what my son's name? No. His name is Aiden too.
Okay.
And he spells his name A-I-D-E-N. How do you spell your name?
A-Y-D-E.
Oh, cool. Well, he couldn't make it here, so I'm so glad that you are able to help me today. Okay, do you mind signing your name? All right.
Let's do this. We have our tester. He's signing the document, saying he's not going to tell all of his friends and give away our secrets. But again, we just want to see how
Your
this
handwriting
app
is
works.
so beautiful. I love it.
Very cool.
Are you in on summer break right now?
Yeah.
You're so lucky. My Aiden is still in school. So, let's do this.
Then my brother is in school.
He's in school too? Oh, well, that's awesome.
So right next to the preview is the little phone.
Oh, yes.
Click that.
Connect iOS, it says. I have
Actually, just click, what's this?
I think it's publish.
Yeah. Is it, yeah, go ahead and go.
Should I publish prototype?
No, because that's going to create a web link. So it should be the first
Okay.
one with the phone right there. What does that say? Click on that because it should pop up. What does that say?
It says connect iOS or Android. Do you want to unplug and plug it back in, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. And this goes.
Oh, I know what's going on. I put my phone on, it's not on airplane mode, no. Oh, do not disturb, maybe?
And is this plugged into your computer? Is that what this is?
It should
Is
be.
it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, all right.
Let's go back to XD. It was working, you guys.
Here, hold on. Let me do.
Let's,
Ooh, it might actually be working because look, see how
yeah.
I think it's actually working. Yep. It's not, I mean, you could try it just to double check. So basically we have
Just give me a second. It is working, you're right.
we have an iOS device connected by USB and we have the Adobe XD app. So basically all we have to do is publish out to it. In fact, we're not going to, but you could always, it caches it so we could take that with us and put it in front of a user and have them, you know, kind of run through the different scenarios.
Okay.
So yes, Dave, you're right. Aiden is the smartest one here. Maybe he could help us out with like connecting some of these cables. He's like, shouldn't that be connected?
I don't know
All
why
right, buddy.
It's seeing like the old version.
How old are you, by the way?
7.
7 years old. That's pretty good.
That
That's
is
good.
pretty cool.
That's a good age. You're out for summer as well? Out of school? That's fun. So you're just bumming around here. Your dad's putting you to work. We're putting you to work. You're like,
Yes.
this is not what I was expecting with my summer times.
I know what's
We're
happening.
putting you to work. You're having to sign NDAs. Oh, and you're just a kid. Signing legal documents.
No, it is working. It's seeing all of the wrong pages.
So this happened before. What I would suggest then is take the USB. Yep.
It actually is working.
No, it's working.
Yeah.
Just give me one.
Yeah.
Give me one.
We're just kind of cleaning up some of the artboards.
Yeah, because it wasn't just seeing the correct one. So give me a second. But if it
I have a
doesn't,
workaround if it doesn't.
you're awesome.
Everybody
See, I
give
told you.
Aiden a
We're the
warm
only
welcome
ones
as
that
well.
are not smart here. You're the smartest one out of all of us. Okay. Yeah, it's seeing the old version.
Okay.
It is?
So
Yeah.
what we can do is then we can use the GoPro to show the phone and then just directly connect your phone to the computer.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. So what we'll do is.
And what we'll also do is we'll share this with everyone as well, this prototype,
Yes. Okay.
so everybody
try
can
that
see
and
it
see if that
Let's try.
updates.
and test it out.
Let me know.
1 second.
Thank you. Ooh, did you make the first screen the home page? Nicholas, good call. We'll double check that as well.
Let's see. All right, how do we do that?
Go to prototype.
Uh-huh.
And then click that little boop. And maybe...
And that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, cool. All right.
But make sure it's... Is it it's connected now?
I think so, yeah. Let's double check again. It wouldn't be fun if we didn't have technical difficulties.
I know, right? This is the story of our life. It's a good call, Nicholas. Awesome. That's what we want to see. So you click that little home button there. Does it seem like it's updated now?
So Aiden, I need your help, okay? Again, you are the smartest one here, and as you can see, we all don't know what we're doing. But what I need from you is, we are trying to find Pikachu, and we don't really know what he looks like. Do you know what Pikachu looks like?
Like that?
Yes. Okay, perfect. So what I need from you to do is to try and find him for me. And if you can't find him, that's completely fine because we can't either. So we just need your help. And just let me know while you're working, while you're looking for him, let me know what you're thinking. Where would you expect to find him? So here you go. You can start whenever you want. You can touch the screen, tap on it, scroll.
Can I?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you think happened?
I turned it.
You did turn it.
Wow.
That was smart. Look at you. So we're looking for Pikachu. Doesn't look like he might be. Do you think he's going to be here? Is that where you think he'll be? Can you read, Aiden?
Yeah, I can read.
Good job. My son is still trying to learn.
Pichu,
Pichu.
Samura.
Uh-huh. Nice.
That's
Where
good.
else do you think he might be?
And you can, yeah.
We're here.
Click. Good job. Do you want to click on him? Ooh.
Okay, there we go.
So now we're on his profile. You are so smart. I've been looking for him all day. All day.
Yeah, if you had Pikachu, would you I don't know if how familiar you are with the characters. Would you trade him for someone else? Or are you gonna keep Pikachu? I'm just kind of curious.
I would get Solgaleo.
Solgaleo.
Oh, Solgaleo. What does Solgaleo look like?
Do you know?
I'm so interested.
Do you know what type of Pokemon Pikachu is? Can you tell me? Can you tell what type of Pokemon he is? Is he like a grass Pokemon? Is he a water Pokemon? That is super cool.
Yeah, he's the best.
He looks like the best. Do you know what if for Pokemon cards like a basic Pokemon and an EX, he looks like an EX Pokemon. But I'm not sure.
He's actually he's none.
None? Oh, wow.
I don't know, maybe he's in GX.
A GX. Oh, that's even better. So let's go back to Pikachu. Do you mind telling me what are his superpowers? What are the things that he can do? Well, on the
He has
screen.
electricity.
Uh-huh.
Like,
You can touch the screen. Maybe you can read. It gives you a hint.
I think that gives him electricity
Uh-huh.
to make die other Pokemon. And
I'm listening. I'm listening to everything you're saying. Yes. Tell me.
I forgot the other thing.
That's fine.
I think that's all I got.
What is it? Yeah, what does the screen say there? Looks like it has some things listed.
We're so
Flip a
leading
coin.
him.
Sorry.
You're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's
Uh-huh.
active Pokemon is now paralyzed.
You know how to read paralyzed? That's a big word. I love it. Do we know what his evolutions are, Aiden? Can we tell?
know what our evolutions are.
He usually does. Is he always a Pikachu, or does he like evolve to something else?
He's always Pikachu, I think.
Okay. Well, good job. You did awesome. I'm so glad you found Pikachu for me.
And I like how you wore Pikachu colors today.
I know.
Very appropriate.
Did you know you were coming here?
No.
No? Look at you. Well, give me 5. And then I have a thank you for you. I have something super awesome for you. There you go. Some Pokemon
you got
cards.
a Pokemon? What? Darkrai GX?
Yeah. Now you
Look
get
at
to
those
play some more.
shiny
This is for you, honey.
cards.
Thank you so much.
What?
Thanks for helping.
Ah.
You did amazing.
Good job, buddy.
Can I get a big hug? Aw. Bye.
Thanks, man. Give me a high five. You did
Good
great.
job.
Oh, rocking
You did
it.
so good. Well,
This is good.
that was amazing. He did so
Yeah,
good.
he
He
did
found
well.
him quickly, right?
He did. I mean, he just jumped right in and was like,
Mm-hmm.
was swiping and everything. I didn't even know that was, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
So what we learned from our interaction with Aiden, a few things. We learned a few things. So the first thing is the kids expect to find everything on the first page, on the home page. So maybe we need to build the home page a little bit with a little bit more information. You know, maybe we need to rely on more imagery than text. Because, you know, it's 6 to 7, that's kind of when you're learning how to read. That's important. Maybe using big words is not great. So like opponents and
paralyzed.
He did
Nailed it.
so great. Exactly. So these are the things that we need to take into consideration. And then if you notice when he got to the Pikachu screen, he didn't know to scroll. So that means we have to put a lot of our information on right above the fold. So that's what we learned from today's usability test. So we take that data and we basically reiterate on our design.
Yeah. And I noticed also when he was on the first screen, anytime he saw the list, and he was prepared to scroll to find the character, which is interesting. So I guess list view means you could also potentially scroll. I don't know.
Yeah, but at least, you know, it was deeper into the app that needed a little bit more work, which is kind of good. We were, you know, we had a good understanding of who our audience were, and we learned some more things that will help us improve on this. So building a quick prototype and then bringing your target audience in to test it, then reiterating on it before we actually send it to development is the best way of doing it. And usually we do that in a 5-day sprint. Basically, within the 5 days, you have to build and you know, do your research, build your wireframe, build your designs, build your prototype, and then the last day you do your usability test. If you are able to go through that sprint in in 5 days, then imagine by the time, you know, a month goes by, you have gotten rid of most of your problems before you even sent them to development, which saves a lot of time. Question for HebaH.
Yeah, so Raphael asks about if you do usability testing during the wireframe stage.
Yeah, we actually do a lot of usability testing during the wireframe stage, and since you're working, you know, with an older audience who understands some of the basic visual designs, using a lot of text is helpful. So as long as you're maintaining the structure and patterns, they understand how to go through it. But since our target audience, our user tester, is younger, they need the visuals to help them. So keep that in mind as well.
And you know, obviously, so it's kind of tricky. The environment the user is in as well. Poor Aiden, because I screwed up things. I was like, click that. I was almost like, hey, that's your tendency. Is do what I have programmed, not what you feel to. I should be on the other side of the glass, right? Because it's the environment can influence and the people around them. This isn't even a natural environment for the poor kid.
Not. Absolutely. So some of the things you need to take into consideration is how do we make them comfortable? You know, you have to understand who your users are so that you make them feel comfortable. You know, find something relatable between you guys. Make sure that you are not. Let them know that we are testing the product, not them, because it's important for them to not feel silly, or I don't want to use any bad words live on Adobe, but you don't want them to feel self-doubt within themselves. You want them to know that it's the product, and if they can't find it, that's actually an opportunity for us to learn and make it better. So take that into consideration as you're dealing with a person who's going to test your product. Some of the other things that you want to do is avoid leading questions. Allow them to tell you when they're done, when they feel like they've exhausted all solutions. So let them take the lead. It actually empowers them instead of them feeling like there's somebody over their shoulder trying to tell them what to do. So give them what the goal is and allow them to explore all different options. Let them tell you when they are done.
I mean, it's even a dumb phrase, user testing. You're not really testing the user. It should just be like app testing.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. I agree. That's 100% a great way to phrase it.
Yeah, good call, Rachel. It's building in like a judgment-free zone.
Yes.
Which again, that's hard. Like
you want to set the environment, and then we try to do it in a way where let them feel special. So the whole purpose of the top secret is he felt like he was on a mission. He actually signed it. It was so cute. The fact that I brought elements that are familiar to him instead of giving him just a regular pen made it a little bit more fun. And then the compensation. Compensation is super important. This is a moment of his time that he can be doing something else. We don't know what our users' lives are, and we have to be super thankful that they're going to give us some of their time in order to make our product better. So those are the things that you should take into consideration when you're doing a usability test. Keep in mind it's so important who your audience is, and try to learn more about them. One of the first things I like to do, which I kind of like rushed through it today, but he's nervous and I'm nervous too.
Right. And then like things weren't connecting right.
Yeah,
like,
I know, exactly.
It got a little stressful.
But get to know your user. He's not just a user. Become a friend. Get to know what they do, how old they are, what are their favorite toys, what are their favorite apps, and then make the questions come naturally. So those are the things that you have to take into consideration when you are doing this. It looks like we have 13 minutes for you guys to submit your portfolios.
Oh yeah. You
excited about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like invaluable for everyone, regardless of whether yours gets picked or not. I think you end up learning a lot.
I agree.
And also it's pretty inspiring seeing what. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm super impressed, and I'm really excited about this actually coming to life.
Maybe we publish out a prototype now, and we could share it with you, so you can also test it out and just leave comments and all that.
Do you want to show them his favorite prototype?
Oh yeah.
I mean, his favorite Pokemon. So cool.
Yeah, let's just so you can see. This is Aiden's favorite. So he would trade Pikachu for Solgaleo, obviously right here. So hard for me to say these words, but hey, super cool. Look at all the just muscular and awesome. I know nothing about this character other than he looks really cool. And back to the whole idea of like the illustrator. This looks like a 3D version of that character as well, which is really cool. So yeah, and Nicholas, I think that's a good question too, as we dive into, we've prototyped this, we'll have everybody test it out, we'll send you the link, you guys can see it, getting all that feedback, and then doing the handoff to developers. And thank you, Nicholas. You mentioned this earlier, and you're like, very nice in that, I think it was you that mentioned, like, cover that when you want.
How do you,
But thank you for, we can talk about exporting out graphics and then publishing to design specs. Those are the two things we'll do.
We'll discuss, yeah, for sure.
And by the way, we did a good, I don't know, I thought this was really good because you really just so this is the whole thing. Like, if you go to a usability testing site, I feel like there's a certain type of people that sign up for those usability testing. The people that have time on their hands and all this stuff. So it's like, it's better to just find one of your friends that meets the demographic and just have them test it out. Because I think does that make sense?
Well,
testing environments and the people they pull in, they might meet the demographic, but I don't
You're gonna laugh. Actually, having your friends test it is kind of good because they're not gonna give you any kind of BS. Like, they're just gonna give it to you straight. They'll be like, hey, this is not working. what's happening, you know what I mean? But if a lot of the times, like, we are asking our users to actually think out loud, try to think out loud. It's the hardest thing in the world, and especially if you're trying to analyze and like process what you're looking at, it's difficult to do that. Also ask, you know, your users, what do you expect to see next? You know, that's a great question, because sometimes it, you know, showcases to you what are the things that you didn't think about, right? What did you expect to happen when you clicked on that, or when you scrolled, or whatever? That's a great way of seeing, you know, getting ideas from our users as to expectations so that we can meet them. But in order for us to actually have good data to use for reiteration, there's two types of data. You have qualitative and quantitative. And the qualitative data is basically any kind of data that shows you how something is done. So if somebody is having, you know, difficulties finding something, that would be kind of like quality, is the quality of the data of the product, good or bad. So you're trying to test for that. And then quantitative would be how many clicks, like wrong clicks, did the user take before they got to the right area. So that would be quantitative. So you have qualitative data, quantitative data, and you take this information and then you analyze it and reiterate on the designs. Yay! I'm excited
that's good.
About
and
portfolio
even
review
on that
too.
note of like not clicking in the right spot and stuff like that. And can you just show how you shared the prototype? Because I pasted it in.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you click on the share button, then you go publish prototype.
And just to kind of review a couple of these options, because some of this stuff is new. So allow comments, and then
I know, allow comments is pretty cool.
The third one, which is
show hotspot hints.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if they do click off of it in this place, if you click on that, it should highlight. Actually, it probably doesn't do it here. It does it here.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know if you can see. Can you share our? There you go. The phone. Yeah.
So basically, and Aiden was doing this. It'd be cool if this was tracked. You know, like how many times did you click here before you realized, oh, that's the one.
And that's why it's good to have somebody observing. Usually you have the person conducting the usability test, and then you have observers. So you were saying behind the glass. That's a great way.
That's where I need to be.
That's a great way.
Aiden, click the blue button. Click the.
You're telling him what to do? Oh my God, you can't do that.
I'm bad for the.
No, but you have observers either in the room, or it's better if they were behind the screen. Usually what we do is we do WebEx, and we have them screen share their screen, whether it's on the phone or on the desktop, and then basically we get to monitor them and make them still feel comfortable that it's an intimate one-on-one session. You know what I mean? We let them know that other people are watching, but we let them know that, you know, the test that we're conducting is basically just for our learning alone, and it won't be shared with anybody else except our team, so that they, you know, can test the product freely without, you know, a judgment-free zone. So that's super important.
Another new thing in here is just requiring a password, so you can password protect this.
Yeah.
And then also if you...
Why does it say new link? I wonder, I'm just curious.
So this is, maybe you shared a link today for everybody in chat, but then you develop it further and want a separate one for your boss or your portfolio. It develops two links from one project.
Cool.
Is what it does. And you can always manage
What's up?
that. And then also you can invite people. So click on just require a password up at...
Are you going to address the beta?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Are you going to address the beta?
Go ahead and click that.
Okay, ooh.
So now you can publish, but you can invite. So up at the top. So once you publish it, then you send somebody basically an email saying, hey, check this out. What do you think?
When you publish it, where does it go?
It just goes to a server where it's being posted, but it's password protected there. Okay. Essentially. So you have
private
different
data. I like that. And edit public link. There you go.
So that's kind of like, that bottom is kind of like the toggle.
Yeah.
And then when you're in private, that's where you could also send the email. But we could also view those hidden buttons up in there. So this, I'm glad we're pointing this out too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so can you embed this in your portfolio? Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So you'll get that embed code. That's what we'd love to see you do. Like make a Behance project, drop in that embed code, and
then I like that it auto copies it. Like you don't have to go in there and highlight anything. That's awesome.
Go ahead and if you want to click on that, we could do a couple things.
Nicholas is saying, I'm always worried if I'm doing it wrong. Why?
Nah. You're good. I'm like, you're fine.
Yes.
So,
what did you want me to say?
I mean, the last thing we can talk about, and I'm just checking the time, is the published design specs.
Okay. Oh,
and
yes.
If you click off of that, and then go back to the share menu, the share button.
Yes.
First off, you can manage the published links. So what you just published out, you can go ahead and delete that if you're done with the project.
Okay.
But do publish design specs.
Okay.
And just go ahead and create public link.
Nice.
Which again, password protected.
Yep. Come on, we have 4 minutes. I want to see this. This is important.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. All right, where do I go?
Click the button in the upper right, that little arrow out.
Cool.
And this is what the developers would get. And just roll over like these screens because it starts to give you the mapping.
Can I zoom
in? Once you click on it, but initially you get kind of like this overall view.
Yay. Okay. Oh, look at that. The colors, the typefaces. Nice.
And then down at the bottom there, those are the targets that they jump to. And once you roll over, it highlights the buttons to go to those screens.
Oh, that's kind of cool. And then if you click on one of these, oh wow, you see the paddings.
And then you roll off of it, you can start to get the distance.
Yeah. And then any component too. I wonder if you grab like something that's, grouped together. Oh, it actually it goes deeper into the group, which is kind of cool.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I like that. It's very important for the developers to see, what the paddings are. Spacing is an issue. The colors is kind of cool. The content. So they can double click on this. Oh, that's awesome. They're going to love that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And what, the next suggestion is to sort of download all the assets. That's kind of a separate step.
Okay.
Personally, you kind of want to be able to just right click on an image and download.
And download it, yes. And it would be cropped and everything.
That would what sort of menu do you get?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I could see that happening. But yeah, that is...
Might not even need Zeppelin anymore.
Yeah.
I agree.
And... by the way, if you are using Zeppelin, you can open up XD files in Zeppelin. And even if you're using Avocode. So again, apps that do similar things, we have support for them. So even if you go to export menu, you have Avocode there, and Zeppelin will open up, as well as ProtoPie and one other. But that's a sign to say, hey, we essentially welcome plugins. We want to fit into whatever work environment that you have, essentially.
Well, what I recommend that you do when you're, shipping your designs is I actually have that kickoff meeting with your developer, walk through the product with them, explain to them your ideas, explain to them their expectations, walk through the animation, the prototype, and have them be a part of that conversation. It's more of a collaboration than it is, oh, I'm shipping this to you. And if you guys have that initial kickoff meeting, it becomes so easy for them to contact you if they have questions, if they need anything. Maybe, something that you've designed doesn't work in code. Maybe it works better if you design it in a different way, maybe they have ideas for, some new technology that we can, incorporate. So it's really good to have that conversation back and forth with your developers. Your developer needs to be your partner. You have to, have that close of a relationship with them because there's a lot of things that get lost in translation when you're just shipping off a product to the developers. And then I bet you that your developer is going to appreciate the fact that you are taking into consideration, their ideas, having that mutual relationship is very important.
Yeah, and the whole idea is like loop everybody in to the conversation, even if you're sharing that prototype to be able to like, you know, yeah, the developer can have access to that and add all the comments even to specific areas. Like, I don't know about this. You could do screen recordings.
Yes.
You could screen record that too
Well,
if you want to send them a video.
The presentation lost the page. I had actually screen recorded the interaction, and I created it into a GIF and I put it in my presentation, and I don't know what happened to the page. It's okay, but if, yeah, definitely. I like the idea of that you can screen record the interaction and kind of show them how the prototype works.
And that's good, especially for like any stakeholders, for a really complex experience where they have to go navigate clear down to here. That's really, so the recordings are kind of nice. And I've seen some people actually do an overlay over their actual app of like, you know, a red box that says, that gives them information that's just for the people reviewing.
No, for sure.
I don't know who did that, and I don't know if it's Peter or someone, one of our past guests.
Nice.
And that all goes along with best practices. Is a great topic, Nicholas.
It's super great. Yeah, definitely.
Like, even how we built this at the size we built it out, and how, you know, how you go from there.
Yeah.
Do you mind go to XD and we'll just show the export menu? Most people should. So just click on any graphic in there.
Cool.
Just select like that Pichu or there we go. That works.
Let's just grab him.
And then file, export.
File.
Actually, I want to show a couple things. I'm so sorry.
No.
But like, I love this. So you could batch export. That's what I'm going to get into. You could export the selected. You could export all artboards. But actually, what I'd want to get into is how do you batch export? So right in here, for this element, this group, if it's known as, you know, Pichu, whatever, but this little option right here, so that's marked for batch export right now. So you could just mark one of the menus, for instance, and those icons, and then you go to batch export, and it'll export that out.
That's pretty clever.
And right in here, it shows a ping file. If we do iOS, it's going to export out for 1, 2, and 3 times, all those different sizes.
Wow.
Just to...
Sorry, all I heard was ping. You say ping, not PNG?
I say ping. but I also use the ping and, hey, I'm going to ping you. So I don't know, it's all wrong.
Oh, come on.
You say PNG?
Are you a GIF or GIF guy?
I GIF.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oof.
We almost have a falling. We almost had a falling out here, guys. That was so close.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like the clock hit 0.
Ding, 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 ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding,
what?
ding, ding,
Portfolio reviews.
I'm excited.
Yes, give us 1 second. Is there anything else you wanted to mention before you close that? Not that we're going just yet.
No, I'm really excited to talk to you guys about more of the best practices for usability tests. I will be having an article published about the 7 best practices and tips that you can do before conducting your usability test. So make sure to look out for that. It's going to be on Medium at HebaH by Design. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about conducting usability tests or learning more about UX design, feel free to go to my Medium.
Okay. Yeah. And then can they find you on Instagram?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at HebaH by Design. And if you guys, I am actually related to a celebrity. And I will announce who that is on my Instagram. And the only people who will understand why I'm mentioning that name is you guys. So make sure to head over to my Instagram after today's session to find out who.
HebaH by Design, is that right?
HebaH by Design, yes, for sure.
HebaH by Design. And HebaH.me.
That's my website.
That's awesome. But it's all about you guys now.
Yes.
Because it is portfolio review time. So we're going to go ahead and take off and check out these portfolios.
Yeah.
How did we get here? Is the air safe to breathe? Yes, we're in a spaceship. here we are.
We need to do bumps, head bumps. There you
See,
go.
that's why we have these. Protect yourself from the environment.
Oh
I'm going to take mine off. Ready?
Yep. Oh my God. Those
Oh,
are
we had to take off these
Pretty
portfolios are so massive and beautiful. We had to see them from space.
Love it.
Gorgeous projects, but really it's all about just submitting your portfolio wherever you're at in your career. And a special shout out
All right.
to
Let's move all
I'm
the
gonna-
techie
yeah,
stuff.
I want you to be able to see this. Here you can see behind me in our fancy spaceship.
Woo!
Congratulations to Ratchet. Is that how you would say that?
Ratchet
Ratchet
Buderka.
Buderka. Yes.
From Morocco.
Very cool.
Okay, let me do it the Adobe way. Okay. Rashid Buderka.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Just saying.
That's
Maybe
awesome.
let me know if I said it
Love
correctly.
it.
Just saying.
Ah, I love it. So, Rachid, great. Everything's filled out. We know where you're from. We're definitely going to follow you.
Yeah.
You get all. I hate that freaking. Why am I never.
Why are you not signed in, man?
I think it's because it's in a.
Come up with
I'm
all the
signed in with
excuses.
Adobe Live, I think. I'm able to comment earlier. I don't know why. Going on down the line. Focus is UI and UX, which is so appropriate.
Yep. Perfect.
Where we can find you on the web. So he has a real passion for design, believes strong presence online paves the way for real growth in business.
I want to know a little bit more about you, man. What are you passionate about? What are things that excite you? Tell me
Okay.
more. What's your story? That would be nice to hear.
Yeah.
Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. I love that. Ooh.
Oh, great. Is it going to ask me? Oh, we got a full... We're not going to go through your full resume, but essentially...
He speaks French and Tamazite? I don't know what that is.
Wow.
Nice. Congrats. I only speak 2 languages. I wish I had a third. I mean, a little bit of French, but it's been
No,
a few years.
that's...
You can see he already has a style. Can you tell? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
pretty
like.
cool.
Pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Participating in the daily creative challenges. We
Yes.
did, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago, we essentially had a 7-day creative challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So that,
The music app. Cool. The single page website. Freelance portfolio.
and this is why we do these challenges, to help just get people started and to build a portfolio out of it.
See,
So that's good to see.
A piece like the iWatch piece is very unique. Not a lot of people think to add that to their portfolio. I remember before the iWatch was released, I created what I thought the UI would look like for the iWatch. And what I did was I reimagined what the Apple iOS app would look like. And that it was kind of fun. I was outside of the box trying to figure out how would I, as a designer, design for that small screen, but also thinking about the branding of Apple.
Yeah.
You know, and how Apple does interactions.
And that's fun to like approach it. You're like, this is how I would approach it. And then you get to see how kind of where it ends up.
Which is kind of
Which
cool.
is...
You know, allows you to also study the phone and how does it work on the phone, and then how did you adapt it to that smaller screen, which is kind of cool.
Which one catches your eye? Which one should we jump into? We'll probably pick 2, then we'll go into the next portfolio.
For sure. Well, I want to see more of the iWatch app for sure.
This one?
And then you can choose the second one. Okay. I'm just curious. Oh, wow. Circular as well. That's a huge challenge.
This is gorgeous.
Yes.
Doesn't that look nice?
Yes. It's beautiful. I love that.
Oh, Apple Watch iteration?
See, and then look, he basically was solving for a circular screen, which I think is very difficult, and then a rectangular screen, which is interesting. I like the way you added color on that black background. It pops. I can still read even though you have like some color on black. I think the one place that might not work is the purple, so just keep that in mind. But all the other colors work great.
Yeah, and good job, you know, it works perfectly for the watch. Seeing as I see it on the watch, I can see just like, I want this on my wrist. It just, this is the sort of thing that can be easily over-designed, but it's not.
Yes.
You know?
I like...
Look at the thickness of it's just thin font, thin lines.
He says simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. It's important. I can see what time it is. I know what day it is. I know the temperature for today, and then the temperature for the next couple of days. Do you mind going up to the circular? I just want to see Yeah, zoom in if you don't mind. Yeah, look at that. Look. The difference between a circular and a rectangular is most likely what I see so far is the circular can hold 4. What it looked like on the rectangular, you can have 5 days instead of 4 days, which is interesting. I can see the dates on here. It works perfect for both environments, which I commend you for that. That's pretty cool.
I really like this font. I love this thick and thin.
If you're watching, let us know what typeface.
Yeah, oh wow. Whew.
Shauna.
Yeah, it's hard to recognize that 7. But let us know what you think. Again, I think this is like really cool. So this is all that's really needed. It's Creative Challenge, weather app. I don't think you need to add much more. The watches, and then you're good.
Yeah.
Sweet, fantastic work. You say, is it Rashid?
Rashid.
Let's go into one of
Rashid.
these.
Depends.
Let's go into the 2 of 3. Today's Creative Challenge, part 2 of 3.
Building.
Design the player for a music app.
Zoom out all the way like regular. You can read it this way. Yeah, okay, perfect. Just because, not everybody's gonna know to zoom in to read what the project description is.
So you're saying like this might be a little small for the screen.
A little bit. You want somebody to be able to read it without having to zoom in. You know what I mean? But I like the presentation. The presentation work is awesome. You're not just showing off your skill set and building UIs. You want to also show off your graphic design skills.
Ratchet's in the chat. Yay, buddy! In Montserrat.
It's nice. That's a great font. Or typeface. There's a difference.
This looks really good.
It looks real good.
Maybe he's using the same font.
Let us know.
But I'm all for it, man. If you got a favorite font that works, you work it.
Yeah. No, but show off your graphic design skills. I have a graphic design background, and I think somebody who has that skill set has an advantage when they go into UI, UX for sure.
Looks really good, huh? What do you think?
Yeah.
Super.
I like the this yellow is a perfect yellow for typeface, like for the type to sit on the black background and still be a thin typeface. He's in awe. Look at him. He's speechless.
Yeah, I mean, and so like typically people just do like, oh, let's make it semi-transparent and let's make the text white. But the fact that he has this gradient down here, kind of adding that depth, like that's an extra little. Even it might be the album art, but the whole idea of having fun with the transparency.
Did he tell us if he's a student? If he's?
I don't know. You should be definitely working professionally based on what I'm seeing.
I think the one thing that I'm struggling with is that black. Do you want to use this black bar? I'm not understanding. I mean, I kind of.
Is it the playhead?
It seems like this is the progress of the song.
Oh, maybe.
But I would play a little bit more with that because it just seems like you have a rectangle, like you forgot it. You forgot it in the design. So like maybe, try and solve for that.
And I think for this screen, there's a lot of yellow. I don't know if everything needs to be yellow.
I agree. Yeah, what's the focus on here? And then for the lyrics, look how he did the lyrics. Yeah.
Clap.
But did you see it like scrolls? It's like as the lyrics move.
It's funny how we totally recognize that that's probably what would happen.
It's the pattern, for sure.
Looks so good. Let's see. Let's go to the next.
Thanks, Shauna.
Yeah.
Kill Bill color. Good job. Yes.
What? Rashid is a beginner in UI UX. You're doing quite well.
Yes.
And I think overall, I probably would have lumped both of these two into one project.
Yes, I would. Is this also part of it? No, right? The third one? Social accounts? No, it seems like it's different.
A daily creative.
Interesting.
Okay, so we have a video.
Ooh. Oh, you are so smart. This is like a portfolio in an app. Like he created an app for himself and he did his portfolio. This is a great one to send for like a prospect employee in the email when you're introducing yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
That's a smart one.
That's a good one.
Thinking outside of the box. So basically when you send that, cover letter, attach this to it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Well, obviously attach your portfolio too, but it's different. It'll make you stand out. I'm all about that.
Yeah, very nice. Let's just keep
on,
track
keep
of
it on. Oh,
All right, cool.
we
We
have
should probably
15
move on to
minutes.
the.
Yes.
Move on to the
I like
next
the
one.
use of Arabic. Really like the use of Arabic in here. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Mobile web page design.
Love it. Great job,
Well,
man. Great job.
Rachid, however I say your name, apologize. Fantastic. Appreciate, follow, stalk him online.
Yes.
He's doing great.
He's doing amazing.
And thank you so much. So,
That was
let's
a great
move
job.
on.
To the next one.
Number 2. Mark Oliver. Congratulations, Mark Oliver. I don't know
Hey,
if you're with
Mark.
us.
Look at you. I see him in the
Oh,
chat.
boom.
Nice. Genius. Great.
Such a
Love
designer.
that
Like
supportive
black and
spirit.
white photo, like perfect. Yeah, you're a
hairdo.
cool designer. He's got the cool hair, cool profile
Love it.
pic. It's black and white. It's dramatic. From the Philippines. Let's scroll down. Web design, UI UX, Philippines.
Experience in designing digital frameworks, websites, and mobile applications.
Cool.
Nice.
And then you put your email. And I typically say, like, you know, don't be afraid of to ask for what you want. If you're like, hey, I'm actively seeking new clients or I'm looking for a full-time job, go ahead and say that, and then their call to action is the email.
Yes. Love it.
And then we can go into associate multimedia designer.
Look at you. Wow.
Fancy.
What does his resume look like? Click it. I'm always curious. Okay. Because
Top secret.
yeah, I have a pet peeve about overly designed resumes. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Actually, no, good thing Colby points it out. Like, we have quite a few black and white, you know.
Yeah, I see that.
And it looks so good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's nice.
Rashid's
All
is pretty dramatic, man. Cool. He has a bunch of projects. Look at that. Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
Digital art.
Nice.
Wow. This is going to be really hard. What do you want to do?
Since this is his Behance, does it make sense that he has all these different skill sets displayed in here? Or would you recommend that he focuses on the one thing that he wants to attract? Because I'm all about attracting, like, putting out what you want to attract is super important. But I understand, like, for example, like Behance or your Dribble, I wouldn't mind seeing like multi-talents. But for like your portfolio, maybe have those in categories or different tabs. And that way, if you're applying for an illustration job, you just link your illustration tab. If you're applying for a UX job, you're linking it so that the person who's looking at your portfolio, he's only there for the one thing. And you're only showing them the one thing. But if they're curious about your other skill sets, then they can tab through them, which is kind of nice and clean.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because you can create an Adobe portfolio based on these projects, and then you can really start to categorize and filter. It's tough because, like, I would think that if he's looking for UX UI work, is this even on here? But it's hard to, like, say, it's almost like you're not even showing all this hard work you did in the past. I think that's
no, you want to, because those are skill sets that are needed. Like if you're a videographer, if you're a graphic designer, illustrator, those are things that can actually make you stand out from other candidates. Like if I'm looking for a UX UI designer, but you know, it'd be nice if they had some illustration capabilities. I would probably hire the person, you know, who has both instead of just the one who has just UI UX talent.
So this is just a hire us page, which I just pulled up, which is really cool.
See, Vi, I'm getting in touch for the redesign for our old company website. Maybe boring, nice proposal budget is this much. I like the use of orange and purple.
Yeah, and I like when navigation is in the form of sentences.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we've been. So I work for a bank, and we've been trying to incorporate more of that, like your credit card number. Instead of like asking you for your credit card number, we actually show you like the credit card itself, and then you can fill in the correct information on the card. I like that you've done that. That's very clever.
Yeah, very cool. So I just pick one at random, and then I'm gonna pick one, and then we'll, like, I don't know, these ones with the colors.
The gradient. Look at you in the gradient. What's the next trend, do you think? You want flat design?
I don't know. It's like it'll probably swing to an extreme with gradients, and then even making things look really 3D and the bounce of light on objects. And then we might go back to flat again.
Yeah.
But it's always a reaction to what currently is getting.
Yeah, I agree. Because who would have, gradients, Instagram. It's
love
your
it.
fault.
I want to just like, I want to eat this up. I want these candies.
Yeah.
Give me these candies.
The pastels.
Sherlock Jones. Very clean, again, with the gradient. It looks so good.
I like it. He's not afraid to use pink. Look at that. For a call to action.
Oh, I love it.
It's very nice.
Looks so good right here. Like even this shadow, or excuse me, this stroke is
I love that.
subtle.
I was asking you can we do that in Adobe XD, but I figured out a hack. So you put
I know what you're. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You put two shapes, oval shapes, on top of each other, and have the bottom one be the gradient, and the top one be the same color as the background, and then you attach them to one another, and there you go. Make one smaller than the other. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really good. But we have some fun things coming along those lines of.
Skeuomorphic is gonna come back, Peter says.
Okay, Peter, this is interesting. This is super interesting.
I want to know what skeuomorphic means.
It means if you have your file, like if you're going to list all the files in an app, you show the file icon. So they represent real-world objects.
Oh, okay.
Like contacts is a Rolodex.
Okay.
So that's what skeuomorphic is.
So basically what Apple started off, like the first iPhone? When you had iBooks as an actual bookshelf and everything. Oh my god. No.
And even what your desktop tries to do, everything's in file folders that are representing real folders.
Said from the mouth of a gradient lover. Hi from Germany. Hello.
I clicked on Mark's latest one.
Yes.
Airmine IO Revolution.
I love the use of iconography and illustrations in here. I'm curious to know, Mark, do you create your own illustrations, or do you collaborate with someone to help you build them? Do you use an app maybe? Let us know. I'm pretty sure that everybody would want to know where do you get this really awesome, the different assets.
Easy on the eyes. He's doing kind of what you were doing, which I was really impressed with the curves of the lines.
Yeah.
And I just love that stuff. Yeah. It grounds these, because otherwise this would be floating, and it's not nearly as boring as a rectangle.
Bitcoin, look. See, even though we everything, the style is very illustrative, if you notice, if you go up, the video stands out. It's not blending into everything else, which is good, because we want you to know how our mind works. Yeah. Air mind works, yes. So that's really good. So I would definitely click on that video.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh, Mark says he creates his own illustrations using Adobe Illustrator. Nice.
You're killing me.
Good job, man.
You're killing me. Great
Very
work.
Clean. I like how each section, is informative. It flows nicely. Can you zoom out to see like the full picture?
Oh,
keep on going. Okay, like the whole thing. Can we see? Is that it? Look at that. See, like even when you look at it, which is not like real world, like nobody's gonna be looking at it like this, but it works. Look at it. The way it flows is really nice. When you look at the bird's eye view of it, each section slowly, takes you to the next one, transitions to the next one. The use of, negative space is very strong. I like how you're using the circles. He knew, for example, look how smart that is. He knew the most important part is to get in touch. So everything else, your eye leads you to that. And then he created the dark blue, the navy blue, which is gonna sit in the foreground, and that's gonna pull your eye straight to it. So you're gonna know to fill out that form. You're gonna want to fill out that form. Yeah. Very smart, Mark.
Way cool, Mark. You are awesome. We're kind of running low on time.
Yeah. Oh my God, this was so much fun.
Mark Oliver, we'd hire you.
Yes,
I'd hire you.
Sure.
Where's that form? Where's that form?
Where is it?
Like I'm gonna hire you.
Nice.
Not Steve Vai. I want to hire Mark Oliver.
Nice, Mark. Great job, man. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're really good.
Excellent job to Rashid and Mark Oliver. You guys did a fantastic job. Yeah. Again, if we didn't review your portfolios,
it's totally fine.
Yeah, we'll
try next time for sure.
Yeah.
We have 2 more sessions, right?
We do. Yeah.
So stay tuned for Katie and Sarah's sessions. They're going to be coming up soon. We're really excited to have you guys. I loved being here.
We are excited to have you, by the way. Thank you so much. It was super fun.
Such a great time. They're like, you guys are so open
no,
about
you're the
all
one,
the ideas that I had.
You come bearing gifts. And actually, speaking of gifts, not to open right now, but we do have a little gift for you as we go off camera.
Yay.
Yes. So yeah, some goodies in there.
Show you guys on my Instagram.
Oh, there, follow her. Say HebaH by Design.
HebaH by Design. Yes, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, at HebaH by Design. My website is heba.me. My dribble is at HebaH. YouTube is HebaH by Design. So please make sure to follow me everywhere. Let me know you came from Adobe, and I would love to start a conversation with you. Again, I'm a mentor.
Yeah.
And if your portfolio wasn't reviewed here, I'm more than happy to review it off camera as well.
Yeah. Well, we would love to have you back. Looks like everybody appreciates you as well. So
thank you, guys.
Thank you, Colby, and everyone.
Thanks,
Stick around.
Peter. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, we're gonna get all choked up now.
I don't.
I can't. I know. Thank you. Stick around for Katie Wyman. Sarah Seward is in the house. So stay with us, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.